What's up, people? Nelson here, or some of you may know me as Hung Up on YouTube, on Instagram. I pretty much sometimes make random videos, vlogs, and skits and reaction video to my favorite MVs and trailers. And today I am trying this for the first time. I'm just gonna record this uncut. So if I do cough or stop or pause during this podcast, unless it's actually a super duper big error, I don't think I'm gonna edit anything out because I'm lazy. And secondly, I reckon this would have the most non-filtered mind of myself to share with you guys. And I've always wanted to talk about things that relates to life because I think this is something that not much people has talked about. Yes, you hear people about talking about how to build confidence, how to become a better person, how to make more money, etc., start your own business, everything. But I feel like, well, at least people around me, anyways, that I know for a long time now, and even people that I recently just meet. And a lot of times I would ask them one simple question. I mean, it never really struck me as anything that would, just pick on someone and be like, hey, what's this? What's your passion? Blah, 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 blah. But I realized there is a trend going on. I realize whenever I ask people, what is your passion? A lot of people seems to be really lost. A lot of people seems to not know what they actually want to do in life and where they're gonna be in the say the next 5 years. And I gotta make it clear, like everyone is have I would say everyone's definitely got their own passion somewhere deep down inside. No matter what you are, how your family is like, how your financial state is like, someone's bound to have their own passion. It's either you've neglected because of a busy schedule at work, or you think that you have other responsibilities in life that ends up making you not be able to achieve what you actually wanted to do, or simply you just can't be stuffed, too lazy, or don't even want to make a head start in going to look out for what is your actual passion is. And I think I can share my little story because for a 25-year-old dude right now, I am happy that I have the blessing of my parents giving me their family business for me to take care of, to look after. I'm very happy, I'm grateful about that. But in another context, if I weren't the one who's got a family business to looking after, I think I would also be working on a full time job. I'll be doing something that I don't necessarily like to do simply because I have to make my financial status stable. And that's a really key point because a lot of us growing up throughout the years, we came to a realization that in reality, money means a lot, yeah? I mean, you can't live with like nothing, you can't live for free. This is not how life works. You have to keep grinding and grinding and grinding. And a lot of people is in this mentality of how money equals working very hard, despite the fact that you're not working in something you really enjoy. For example, when I first started working, and that's before even me developing or thought of what my actual passions is. I still don't know what I am. I'm still a fresh graduate out of uni. I went to a bar as a bartender because, I told myself I kind of like bartending, but I went to a bar where no cocktails was made. So obviously that was already like a detour from what I actually enjoy to do. But anyhow, it was the first few years I worked there. It was decent pay. It was stable, but it wasn't what I actually wanted to do. And after say around like 2 3 years, I got very bored of the job. I wasn't particularly happy with my boss back then. I wasn't happy with my working schedules. I always finish work really late. And I decided to change. I wanted to work somewhere else. And I told my dad, hey, I would like to fly overseas for a bit. And he allowed me, like, thanks to that too, I was able to travel to Europe and stuff, and eventually come back after a year. And that's when my parents gave me the family business due to some family problems I had in the past. Um, I took over the business, and yeah, it's been 2 years, 2.5 years now since I've taken over the business, and it's going fine. But halfway through that, I kind of thought that, look, I was kind of stable with income. Not that I was actually making like big money or anything. I was just happened to don't worry how I didn't have to worry about rent or whether or not I'll be starving to death. Because I work for my parents, so therefore they give me a place to stay, and I get a little bit of lunch money kind of thing. So I think that is pretty fair, right? And for other people, this form might be coming from just, your full-time job that you're having now. Everyone's busy, and a lot of people would have neglected the fact that you might have something that you're passionate about. And this comes all the way back to the whole question of when I ask people, what is your passion? And a lot of the answer are like, I don't know. And I realize a lot of people should have that settled by now. And I'm not saying like 25 years old me, like, and you still don't have your passion, your total fail or anything. It's just the fact that I reckon it's not too late either to develop a passion. And I didn't and to begin with, my passion right now, I'm determined to become a professional MC, a public speaker, and eventually I would hopefully become a motivational speaker. Hence, I guess this is like a little practice for me to share my thoughts. And on the other hand, I go into YouTube, content creating, reacting to my favorite trailers and MVs because I love K-pop, I love Marvel, I love wrestling. So I do reports and reviews on that. And it's fun, it's never to do with fame or money to begin with. And if I do reach that level, yes, it'll be great. But it wouldn't be something that I would strive for in terms of, say, if I want to get famous. And if I don't, I'm just going to quit. No, because I realize that's my passion. And that's also when I came to a realization is that a passion is simply something that you love doing. And a good way to think and develop your passion is, number one, by time, which is the long way, which is what I did. I somehow just stumbled across different things because I simply like to try new things. And a lot of people don't try new things and they're just comfortable in their little comfort zone, which I reckon is just a waste of time if you don't try new things every day, or at least once a month. I know everyone's busy, but I think that you should try new things no matter what. Anything. Go to a new restaurant, go to a new city, go for a road trip, pick up a new skill, pick up a new sport. Anything would be trying something new. Or even, start reading a book. I never read book. I end up reading some ebook a few months ago, and yeah, it taught me something about how to be better in bed or something. Like anything, just pick up something new. And eventually, trying so many things for so many years, since I came to the sense of I need to develop a passion, I stumbled across, K-pop and all the other stuff. And I was like, hey, I love those things. Why not make this something I can do and enjoy while I work? And right now, to begin with, I'm not asking you to quit your job or whatever and just quickly do something that you enjoy. Obviously that is unrealistic. You would just lose all your money, and some people can live on their savings. That's cool. But I reckon for some other people who think that they might have a passion they can pursue with, I know some of my friends like to play basketball. They keep playing basketball on the side while they work in a full-time job. That's definitely cool. But a lot of people didn't realize that you can actually make money out of your passion. And obviously the ultimate goal is and that's a very westernized thought that us Asians don't really get head start on, is the fact that you can actually make your passion into your job, your full-time job that you can make money from. And I'm actually halfway there. I'm not obviously making much money from MCing. I get like once a gig, twice a gig, three times a gig, once in a while. But obviously that doesn't sustain. However, it gives me more pathways to walk in my life and to choose what I want to do. Because slowly but steadily, I realized that I need to rely less and less on my main job. I'm not saying that I don't need it anymore. I still need it as right now because, I'm honestly nowhere near successful. But I feel like, once again, I have more options. Way more options than the person who I've spoken to recently. I'm not going to name any names, obviously. Saying that, he think that he's just going to stay working in this job because he is too old. He doesn't know what else he's passionate about. He doesn't know what he wants to do. And like, obviously I don't want anyone to not think that they can't do anything. Like, I want them to know that there is actually a way out. It's never too late. I developed my passion, my mindset, my likings for MC and all that stuff just 2 years ago when I was 23. At first I thought that was really late, but it's never too late to start something, like, honestly. And the next thing I want to say is the fact that how can you balance, actually, no, I'm going to start with how do you find out what your passion is? And I mentioned before, the time is option 1, which is the long way. Option 2, I would say, and I'm not basing this on any like solid facts, this is just my personal opinion, so just take it with a grain of salt, yeah? So the second way is to simply jot down a list. Jot down a list of things on Word document or Notepad or whatever that you enjoy. Something you enjoy to do on a daily basis, a hobby or whatever. For me, it will be, say, K-pop, wrestling, tennis, playing darts, drinking with friends at the bar, making videos, vlogs, editing video. So what I want you to do is just list down a bunch of things that you enjoy doing. And like I said before, what I like was K-pop, playing darts, playing sport, whatever. Then look at them, each of them, and ask yourself, what are something that you're kind of better at than an average person? And that way, you don't have to be like actual professional at it. You can simply be just a little bit better than average. For example, playing pool. I'm not a professional, but I can be a newbie at playing pool. So just take that for an instant. Maybe you can work out something to show or showcase people how to play pool, teaching a newbie how to play pool. Yes, you can make something as your passion by simply teaching someone something that you're kind of better at, or showing off something that you're capable of doing better than someone who just started. And that's how you start coming up with your list. Go down your list and see. And for me, obviously my superior part is that I have a slightly better knowledge than in K-pop than an average person. So therefore, I'm just going to go on from there. And you then adapt it with either you want to make a video out of it, make videos teaching people about your knowledge. Sharing your knowledge is definitely one thing you can do. It could be a form of ebook, video, podcast, social influence, word of mouth, anything. That could be one thing. And I don't want to get too much into the business side of how to make your passion into making income. I really just want to talk about how do you develop and find out and figure out what your passion is. And passion is something you would give up for no matter what. Not no matter what, but that you would be biased towards it when you have a decision that you have to make. You would make sacrifices for it. Some people would be sacrificing a job that they have worked for a long time in order to work in a field that they, in a way, maybe make a little bit less, but a more enjoyable field. You get what I mean? So I reckon having a passion is so much better than not having one or not even thinking about one, because life is so short. You would become a lot more bored. A lot of times you would feel like you don't have anything to do. Especially being in Brisbane, I've made a video about this before. Brisbane is very quiet and slow. There is no nightlife, really, especially with people like my age now. We stopped clubbing ages ago. Even going to the bar is a hassle here as well, because you gotta drive and Uber is freaking expensive, etc. And there is simply nothing you can really do. That is only true if you don't have a passion. For myself, I have my passion, so therefore when I don't have any things to do, like for example, if I'm not hanging with my friends, if I'm not going out, if I'm not working, in my free time, I can work on my own passions. And obviously that will be YouTube, content creating. For you, it'll be playing basketball, playing darts. I don't know, some people like knitting or whatever. It's always good to have a balance between your passion and work life, because your brain needs to relax. You need to have some enjoyment in life to make your life more interesting. And it is one thing you could or should adapt in life, because everyone is so different in every way. And I always believe that you are unique in your own way, where you can do something better than other people. There's like, everyone's unique. You are you. You are unique to yourself. I can't stress that enough. And obviously down the track, if you can make this passion your full-time job, it'll be even better. And I think that's left for another podcast, maybe in the future, if you guys are interested. But that is just my little opinion on how to develop a passion. And having passion doesn't necessarily mean, like I said, you have to quit your job, you have to go against your will and do something dramatic. It's simply of finding out what you like to do and what you want to have your personality incorporated in your passion. And that's one thing really important, is still to be yourself and be honest to yourself and feel like, hey, look into yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that it's not always just a dead, straight one road. There's always other paths in life you can do, and to make life more interesting, to make life more colorful. And in order to do that, you just have to keep looking. You can't just sit your ass there going on a day-to-day basis, going to work and doing the same shit every single day. You have to put yourself out there, try new things, socialize more, meet more people, and try new things. That's the gist of having a passion, of developing a passion. And I hope this little pieces of information that I put up in the past, nearly 20 minutes or so, could help you guys think and eventually develop a passion that you guys might like. And if I did touch on a point that you want me to elaborate on, tell me in the comment section below. I'm not sure if I'm gonna upload this. I'm probably gonna end up uploading this on everywhere, like YouTube, SoundCloud, Facebook, whatever. Just whoever's interested, just click into it. And yeah, if you manage to get this far, you can also tell me what kind of topics you want to listen and have me share about, because actually doing podcasts was like, a really early stage of my passion. Like, I always wanted to share my opinions to people, but at that point I didn't have the confidence, I didn't know what to talk about, and I simply just never did it. I don't know why, but I'm glad I had time to do this. And yeah, this is something new. I'm trying something new again, and I think I will continue this in the future. So yeah, another example on how to pursue and find out what your passions is. Try new things. Anyways, this is Hung Up. I would talk to you guys soon. And yeah, hit me up. You guys have anything that annoys me personally? If you don't, hit me up on YouTube or Instagram at Hung Up, HUNGUPP. A lot of people always forget the P. Or, just find out where I am. I'm not that hard to find via email and stuff. So yes, I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.